Hey, welcome back to the Nets, your one-stop channel for unbiased views, games, analysis, scores, and transfers. Before we go anywhere, please do hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, give me a shout out. That would help me immensely. So the first playoff game, absolutely one-sided. We saw Mumbai playing against a team that probably didn't show up. Delhi Capitals could have done so much better. Uh, let's start from the top. Win the toss, put Mumbai into bat, and probably get Rohit Sharma early. That would have got any team, they would have got their tails up. Any other team would have done that. But then this has been the trend with Mumbai. If one player fails, somebody else steps up. Peacock showed his intentions in the first over. Losing Rohit on the other end did not really stop him. He continued playing his shots, and they were watchful towards Ashwin, who is probably the best bowler, spin bowler in the IPL right after, or maybe on par with Rashid. But Ashwin made a case for himself to be considered again for limited overs edition, and he has been bowling consistently. And I think it's relatively unfair that the selectors have absolutely sidelined him for um, the limited overs edition of the game. But again, Surya Kumar Yadav played brilliantly. So was Deacock, and then Deacock lost his wicket, and in walks in Pollard. Pollard didn't do as much as was expected of him, and Ishan Kishan comes in. He takes over the slow overs. He picks up the slack where, there was a lean period where they managed to score just one run a ball. There was a period of 6 overs where we just managed to score 37 runs with no boundaries. And then Ishan Kishan pulled one shot which was not really coming onto the bat as much, wasn't really timed well. He tried to hook it, and it barely made it to the boundary. Right after that, I think that was the shot that broke the shackles. After that, he hit another one over square leg for six. And after that, it was just the Ishan Kishan show. Krunal Pandya tried to accelerate. He lost his wicket in the 16th over, and I think that is when Hardik Pandya joined Ishan Kishan. It seemed like this was the last pair, so they had to take those calculated risks. But again, pat on the back for both of those guys because of the way they selected. And we are talking about international level bowlers here, Rabada and Nokia, and both of them were taken to the cleaners. It was an outstanding hitting, probably the best and cleanest hitting we have seen in this IPL so far. To make matter worse, putting up 200 in a playoff game is definitely adding more pressure to it, but it doesn't help the cause when you have somebody like Boult and Bumrah bowling from the other end. And it was poles apart the way the two teams start. So on one side you have Deacock, who's comes with an intent of hitting the ball out, and on the other hand you have Boult, who comes in, jacks the ball in, takes 2 wickets, maiden over, comes Bumrah, bowls another maiden, and the ball that he probably got Shikhar Dhawan on was probably the ball of the tournament. The Yorker that he got Shikhar Dhawan on was mind blowing. So after that, I think it was just a one-sided affair. It was just a matter of time. Kudos to Stoinis, played a brilliant hand. Akshar Patel again. Uh, and one thing that I have to say about Akshar Patel is he is not just a bowler who swings his bat around. He is one of the cleanest hitters of the ball that I have seen. He is right there with Jadeja. May be overshadowed by Jadeja because of the fielding abilities that Jadeja has. But Akshar Patel for me is also one of those guys who will constantly keep knocking on the selectors' doors. And I think he should be given some chances, at least in the T20 format, considering he has been performing so consistently and the World Cup happens in India. So he will be noticed, he will be there. Um, Taking back to some individual performances now, I think Ishan Kishan is probably the best wicket keeping batsman that India is having at the moment. And if you start looking at the performances of the players who have been taken to Australia, you have these few names like Manish Pandey, Prithvi Shaw, Rishabh Pant, and to a certain extent Shreyas Iyer. If you look at these guys, and on the other hand, you see Surya Kumar Yadav, Ishan Kishan, and maybe Padikkal, you start questioning it back on the selectors as to why have these players been left out and why have these players not even been considered to be as passengers on the flight. Uh, Past performances, I can definitely understand Shreyas Iyer has performed in the international arena, so he may it would be harsh to drop him. But if you look at Prithvi Shaw, who was a non-performer in New Zealand, or Rishabh Pant, who has been a non-performer for a while now, I think it was about time that Ishan Kishan and Surya Kumar Yadav get a go. Surya Kumar for me may even be a part of all three formats, the way he is batting. But let's not be carried away. Let's at least keep him a passenger on the flight to Australia. I think BCCI must have a very good reason to leave these guys out. Um, for Mumbai, I think now we just wait and watch who joins them. But there was a Boult injury scare, which was later clarified by Mahela Jayawardena that it was just precautionary. After Boult has done his job, had done his job in the initial overs, I think they just thought that the slight niggle, he would be much better off sitting on the bench and watching the others take them through. Coming to today's game, RCB and Sunrisers Hyderabad. I think based on the current form, Sunrisers Hyderabad should win, but big games and big names go hand in hand. I think today is the day we actually see Virat Kohli come back and do what Virat Kohli does. I would, for some reason, I have a gut feeling that it may not be Warner, it may not be Saha's day today. I also have a feeling that Padikkal might not be able to take the pressure of a big game, his first big game. So it may benefit having Finch or maybe even Kohli opening, and I would drop Felipe and probably play Moeen Ali or Aaron Finch for that matter, but Moeen Ali just because of the spinning option that he offers. If you ask me, I would probably say that Virat Kohli goes in. Let's put it this way: brain says Sunrisers Hyderabad, and heart says Virat Kohli. It will be a Virat Kohli show today. All right, that's all that I have for today's episode. Um, Please do give me a shout out. Please do give me hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. It will help me immensely. And wherever you guys are, stay healthy, stay safe. We will talk shortly. Thank you.